Hi, I'm Scott Campbell with Solve 3D.
And I'm Kevin Miller at Solve 3D.
Kevin, in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can do measurements inside an Encompass project. So I see we're in here. Looks like we've got a roadway scan, a mobile scanner. How can I do a distance measurement? Let's say I wanted to do the width of the road here. How can I do that?
Yeah, so to access measurements, you just simply go to the top left of your screen and click on measurements. And then, yeah, if you just want to do a measurement of a road, by default, you'll be on the single line measurement, the standard line measurement. So, and then we just start clicking. Click in our scene and measure the width of the road. So you left click to start and then double click to finish. And once you do that, this little window pops open on the left-hand side showing that my measurement is 5.47 meters. I can switch to imperial by selecting imperial at the dropdown if I'd like. And you see 17 foot 11 inches. And just for to help remember what we're looking at, I can click rename here and rename this to road width.
I can see how that would be pretty useful. How about doing a single point location? Like if I wanted to know, let's say, the location of one of the stop signs there. How would I do that?
Yeah, so to do a single point measurement, you just click the single point selector here, and we can zoom into the stop sign and click maybe the base of the stop sign here. And you can see that this is the vertex of that information. One tip I like to tell people, since all of our measurements are snapping to a point in the point cloud, sometimes I like to turn up the point cloud here, and maybe I'll just switch to a different color here. I like to turn up my point cloud and sometimes switch into 3D mode. And now I can make sure I'm accurately selecting that point from all angles. Sometimes you might accidentally click through the point or click through that stop sign and select a point on the backside. So it's always nice to look at it from different perspectives.
So in this case, it looks like you got the point pretty much in the right place. But you could move it, could you, at that point, and then just move it to a different
Yeah, I
point
can always delete it and redo it
and redo it
again.
again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a few ways of you can just click and drag it if you need to. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I see there's some wires there. What about if I needed to know the clearance of the roadway and the wire? If I, had a truck coming through or something. Is there any way I can do a snap up or a snap down measurement?
Yeah, for sure. So we have both snap up and snap down. I'll just show snap down right now. Click on the toolbar and you simply just click on the point that you want to confirm here. And then you see it automatically, as soon as you did that, automatically draws the line at a 90-degree angle down to the bottom of basically the points right below it.
Yeah, I could see how that would be pretty useful too. So these are linear measurements. We've got point location and then distances like width and height. What about an area measurement, a two-dimensional measurement? Can I do an area measurement here as well?
Yeah. So again, pick area measurement from the toolbar. Let's just say we want to measure the size of this little, whatever this is, bus stop pad. And I just start left clicking around all four corners or as many corners as I need and double click to finish. And you can see I now have an area of 18 meters cubed or squared, 18 meters squared. And additionally, we didn't mention this aerial view, but we can also do an area type measurement on the aerial view. So simply, again, by clicking my four corners, I can do measure this intersection. Um, and while I'm here, I might as well talk about that you can also do standard line measurements as well in this aerial view.
Okay, so those measurements you can do in both the 3D view and the aerial view as well.
That's right. Yeah.
What about, so that's, linear and then two-dimensional. What about a three-dimensional, like say a volume? Can we also do some volume measurements as well?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to have to switch to another project here to show you that. So here we're looking at an aerial view of a point cloud in a mining pit. And say we concentrate on this mound of dirt here. Say we want to know the volume of that dirt. Again, I go to measurements. I select the volume toolbar, and I simply start clicking around the edge of my pile of dirt here. We'll just roughly do this. Just look from above to get the rest of these, and then you double click to finish. So now you can confirm that, yes, it's selected the points that I'm interested in checking the volume. So immediately on the left-hand side, you'll notice that we have an area, but if we want to know the volume, we have to hit this calculate button. And there we go. We get almost 2,000 meters cubed here of dirt.
Okay, yeah, that'd be very useful if you, like, if, I don't know, maybe an open pit mine or something, and you wanted to measure the amount of ore that's just sitting there. With that in mind, then, can I also extract a profile if I've selected something like that mine? Can I get a profile of that mound?
Yeah. So to get a profile, you got to exit measurements. Uh, Say you want to know the just a 2D profile of this pit. I can just right click somewhere to start and drag my mouse where I want. You can see you can see a line, a straight line distance between those two points where my mouse is, and you can see a rough profile of what's going to be selected. So once I select, or once I'm happy where I'm going to select, I just right click and go finish elevation profile. And you can see this little side profile of that mound appears, and I can see my points. Again, I can switch to imperial if I'd like, or into a different type of unit measurement, or I can also change what I see here in terms of points. So sometimes you might get a power line or something in the way. You might want to discard it, so you might want to just see the lowest points or all the points depending what you're trying to measure. I can also right click on this picture and save it to my computer if I want to save it for later.
How about doing something like station measurements, or, it's also known as center line? Can we do a measurement like that?
Yeah, again, I'm going to switch to another project here. So again, we're on a mobile mapping of a little highway here. You can see the center line's been loaded here as a DXF showing all of the segments along that center line. So all the way down the road here, every 50 feet it looks like. So what I can do under measurements, I can select the center or the station measurement tool, and I can select my alignment. You may have more than one alignment in your file uh, if you've set it up that way. But basically, yeah, once you've selected that, if say we just want to know maybe this little patch of whatever this is, I can just click on it, and this just a single click is all it takes. And you see it's now snapped over that measurement to that center line. It's actually floating right above it. And you can see that I'm 37 feet away from that, but I'm also the chainage along the station line. I'm also, 35 feet past that marker that we see right here. And I'm almost 38 feet to the right of that station measurement. If I click on, say, the other side of the road over here, you can see it snapped back this way, and I'm negative 40 feet, so to the left of that center line.
Okay, all these measurements are really useful, and certainly if I was, estimating if I was going to prepare a bid or something, and I had to do some planning and some estimating, this would be really useful. But what if I needed to share this with some of my coworkers? How can I share these measurements that I've just taken with somebody else?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways of doing that. I'm just going to switch back to this project that we were working with. Uh, First thing you can do, I can basically save them. So I can click save. As a standard user, I can save these and share these out within the project. So click save. I can pick a folder that I want to save them to, say demo, and I can give it a name. So I'll just call these demo measurements and click save to folder. So right away, you notice at the top, they're saved as a demo measurements. But if I close this and go to folders and look under demo, I can see under this folder, I can see I have one measurement saved here, and there they are. So if I ever want to recall them again, or uh, you know, share them with another person, I can either direct them to this folder, and they can just come here and click on demo measurements, and you see they all pop back in here into the measurements list. Or alternatively, if I want to limit who can see this, I can always share this project or share this folder with a very specific group of people. In this case, I only have a public group set up, but I could set up different groups for different individuals within my organization.
Like maybe just with the project team or just within the planning group or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Another way of sharing, a very common way of sharing is once you've created some measurements, you can do this at any time. Once you're happy with your measurements, at the bottom is an export button. If you click export, you can now choose to export as a few different types. So we support CSV, DXF, a shapefile, or our own proprietary measure data, which can be re-imported later. So you simply just click, say, CSV. You can change your projection if you want for your vertices and the order that your X, Y, Z values appear. And you just simply click export and you get a download of those CSV files.
Great. Well, I can see how this is very, very useful. Taking and making measurements inside of Encompass, saving them, and sharing them. Thanks a lot, Kevin.
No problem.